on to Hegseth, Major, 1 each. All the claims that, he was a major, he doesn't deserve to be promoted to his position of sec war, blah, 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 blah. George Washington was a colonel, which is an 06. Ulysses S. Grant was a captain. Sherman was a major. Sheridan, a captain.
Mm-hmm.
George Meade, a captain. John F. Reynolds, lieutenant colonel. Pershing was a captain. George Marshall was a brigadier general. Okay, and then he was promoted all the way to general.
Yeah.
Eisenhower was a lieutenant colonel.
Started, a bunch of these people just got promoted to general.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is far from unprecedented. It's not even remotely unprecedented. The whole story about all of that shit where, he didn't earn it, blah, blah, blah. It's bullshit. It's bullshit.
Well, one, the main reason they're doing this is they want to try to make the SecDef or the SAL, Secretary of War, look like shit, and in turn make Trump look like shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the good old boy network of officers saying a lot of this shit. And I'm going to tell you,
he's a disruptive.
Yeah, I have no love for officers, especially general officers. I've seen way too many people get backstabbed by those sons of bitches. I don't trust them.
I served under 2 officers that I trust, and one of those was at a fucking schoolhouse.
Yep.
Because he demonstrated integrity above and beyond the pale. The guy had so much fucking integrity, it wasn't funny.
Yep.
And the other one was the colonel that I worked for at Civil Affairs when I worked there. The general, the 1-star, he wasn't bad, but he was just a dick.
Yeah.
He was just unnecessarily a dick. You don't need to be a dick.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm all for it. I want to see Hegseth just crush people and kick them the fuck out. I want to see him go after the people who allowed the trans people on post.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see him pull the tabs from the women who made it through Ranger School, supposedly. Yep. The officers who lowered the standard allowed that to happen. If they're retired, I want them called back in, court-martialed, busted down to captain. Fuck those guys. Yep. I mean, you cannot sell out the military, and it's absolutely disgraceful that it happened for 4 years.
So while we're doing this, I'm going to skip 2 slides here because I want you to see this 4th slide that's actually here, because this is important shit. This is the moment in the military where legends are fucking made.
Okay. Oh, the fat guy? No.
Memorandum for Senior Pentagon Leadership. Subject: mandatory integration of Ranger panties into all physical training uniforms. The Department of War recognizes that victory is achieved not only through weapons and tactics, but also through the aggressive display of quadriceps, hamstrings, and glutes. Effective immediately, Ranger panties will be the sole authorized PT short across all branches.
Nice.
This is like the wall-to-wall counseling manual.
Is this real?
Of course it's not real, but somebody released it. But this will go down in legend. This will be posted in every orderly room.
It's like the wall-to-wall counseling book?
Yes. Or the I Like How This Sucks cartoon.
Yeah. I believe we have the wall-to-wall counseling FM on our site for download.
We do. The wall-to-wall counseling site is available, but having Ranger panties made the uniform of the day for PT is just an astounding testament to just what kind of a sense of humor the military has.
Yes.
Because this is right in line with all of that stuff.
I mean, I had to run around in those when I was in the Ranger Battalion.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So people are like, you guys are gay. Well, yeah, whatever. I got a 295 PT test.
Yeah, but we're gay. We're gay in the regiment.
Here we go.
Actually, really befuddled by why he did that. The optics were terrible, meaning all of our top military brass are all in one place, and we
wait. I'm going to call on this one. One of the things that happens in the military is the commander calls everybody together and leaves you sitting there for an hour and comes in and says like 3 words and leaves. It's a tradition in the military that you just get.
That.
We hate it.
Or standing at attention at parade, at a parade for hours.
Yes. That formation is on the ground in formation for 45 minutes before the adjutant's call is sounded. Yep. I personally want to believe in my deepest, darkest, blackest, burned out heart that Hegseth did this to make these general officers pay for all the times that they did it to troops.
One can only hope.
Dollars to get them there. That didn't make a lot of sense to me. It also didn't make a lot of sense to me that he was saying that he was going to toughen physical standards and review the anti-hazing policy by sort of implementing a hazing policy.
So the military hazing policy, let's go over that for a second.
Sure. I got the hazing hazed out of me when I went to the Ranger Battalion. That's just the way it goes.
The hazing policy isn't the hazing policy. You're learning war.
Yes.
It's hazing in a frat house at college. It's hazing on a high school football team. That's hazing. In the military, it's hardening. You need to be able to take shit.
In pain.
Period. And inconvenience and frustration, especially frustration. What a load of shit.
And then also he said he was going to return to the highest male standard for combat positions because the troops were fat.
Yeah.
I don't understand how that was supposed to be an uplifting message for our military.
Maybe he's referring to Colonel Sanders.
It was really a bizarre thing. He started talking about woke DEI policies. By the way, there are no gender quotas in the military. By the way, he fired more than a dozen military leaders, many of them people of color and women. He fired the chairman of the Joint Chief of Staff, General Charles Brown Jr., who is African American.
He
fired the first woman to command the Navy, Admiral Lisa Franchetti.
He was incompetent.
I don't understand the sort of hypocrisy of firing these people.
Stop it right there. All right.
Yep. I was about to stop it. So
let's just be honest. These are people who don't understand war fighting. They don't have a warrior ethos. They don't have a warrior mindset or even a fighting mindset. Yes. Everyone on The View has been bought and paid for as a talking shill head.
Yes.
That's it.
There's another factor that I heard articulated well today. This is a form of narcissism where all they're doing is saying what they think will make everybody around them happy. And they're counting on that dopamine from everybody around them going, yeah, yeah, yeah. And they don't really believe anything that they're saying. It's parroting phrases. Now, she cried about the whole DEI thing and how a woman got fired and a black man got fired. And that's racism because guess what? I want the competent people. I worked for a competent woman. I had a competent black commander.
That DEI shit.
And I didn't even think of them that way.
No.
They were competent commanders, and I did what they told me to do because they were competent.
Having all these people meet together and then denigrating them.
But did you look at it? They look like they're looking at him like he has two heads.
Well, they didn't applaud the beginning of that.
Yeah.
You just saw the president is Trump. President Trump said, "If you want to applaud, you applaud. If you don't like what I'm saying, you can leave the room."
Stop it right there.
And then
all right. So if you watch the entire thing, he walks off stage, and then they applaud after he's gone.
Which is customs and courtesy.
Yeah, that's a standard courtesy. He's the sow. You know, he literally says you're hired or you're fired, and you're either you're raised up or you're gone.
With the sitting in a theater like that, we have done
many times.
What?
I have been in that theater getting yelled at by officers for hours on end. Or getting briefed in or briefed out, read on, read off, different operations. I mean,
in the case of very important people, we had rehearsals. They were extensive. But what they would do is bring us all in. You file in a particular order, and you sit down in a particular order, and they gave us instructions on when to clap and for how long when the very important people came in to speak. And it's not it is dog and pony show, but the point of it is military customs and courtesy.
Yes.
They want the uniformed forces to appear uniform and on the same page.
Correct.
So I mean, we had SecDef. It was Cohen at the time. And Madeleine Albright came in and did their little thing. And we sat there. And when they were done and they turned to walk off, we went like everybody in unison. Yeah, exactly.
And we would do that. If we did not like what you had to say, we would all clap like that on the same beat.
Yes.
200 people doing that.
Yeah.
You can tell they're only clapping because they have to.
Yes, exactly. There are degrees of insubordination that are accepted.
Yeah.
This is just okay. You guys are dicks.
Yeah, there's not much you can do about it.
Yeah, there's not a lot you can do about that particular one there. But
you heard the rest. There goes your rank in your future.
But by the way, every
Tough
one of these
titty.
men and women in this room has been taught the entire time they've been in service that it is apolitical. You're not right, left.
No,
you're not red,
false,
blue. You're not
false,
Republican,
false.
Democrat. They don't show their politics because
Totally
what you're doing
false.
on the battlefield is above
Right.
politics. So they're not going to applaud. They're
She
not
has no
going to
idea what
cheer.
she's
They're not going to
talking about.
boo. They're going
No.
to show up and listen to the commander in chief. But to Sarah's point, I've literally sat in the VTC like video conference room in the
is this
Pentagon.
woman?
We could have done this
Nobody
a lot
knows.
easier and a lot cheaper and
A
talked
lot
to people all
cheaper.
around the world.
Yeah, come on.
that wasn't the point, though. That was not the point at
Well,
all.
okay.
The point was the Sec War was laying down a new rule. When a commander at that level lays down a new rule, guess what? Lottie-dottie, everybody gets summoned.
Well, and especially they're going to do a 180-degree turnaround on what's happened over the past 4 years. You can't do that with memos. You need to call all the figureheads in and go, this is what is going to fucking happen.
It is to make a point. There is nothing like eye contact in person.
That's right.
It
You
is
cannot
done
substitute
to
that.
I have never, ever been at a change of command that was done over any kind of a video conference or anything like that.
It's stupid.
It's just not done. So this was completely to be expected. They just made a big fucking stink out of it. But what he's faced with is
Look
this
at that
shit.
dumpster butt.
That is an actual Navy personnel.
Is that a redhead guy?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, that is just
I saw that and I just couldn't even believe that actually existed. I was just fucking stumped, man.
Yeah, I've seen that in the National Guard. I have not seen that on active duty, and nobody that fat.
We in the late 90s, well, that's when I was at Civil Affairs. The people who came for exercises were Reserve and National Guard. We had a couple of units from Hawaii who came. We had the 47th from Colorado. We had elements of 96 CA from Bragg that would come. One of my jobs was to give anybody who needed a PT test. I never saw a nasty guard out of shape.
Yep.
Never. 47th out of Colorado is a National Guard unit.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, unfortunately, I've seen some fatties in the Guard.
why?
That's just the way it goes.
Why? I'm sad.
Yeah.
I'm sad. Now you're going to do PT. Let's see what Hegseth actually said that's got everybody so riled.
Do unto your unit as you would have done unto your own child's unit. Would you want him serving with fat or unfit or undertrained troops? Or alongside people who can't meet basic standards? Or in a unit where standards were lowered so certain types of troops could make it in? In a unit where leaders were promoted for reasons other than merit, performance, and warfighting? The answer is not just no, it's hell no. This means at the War Department, first and foremost, we must restore a ruthless, dispassionate, and common sense application.
I want to be in this army.
I don't want my son serving alongside troops who are out of shape, or in combat unit with females who can't meet the same combat arms physical standards as men, or troops who are not fully proficient on their assigned weapons, platform, or task, or under a leader who was the first, but not the best.
Yeah.
Standards must be uniform, gender neutral, and high.
Yeah.
If not, they're not standards. They're just suggestions. Suggestions that get our sons and daughters killed.
I mean, that is every word of what you say fucking all the time.
Yeah.
This is, I would want to serve in this army. If I was an 18-year-old young man, a boy right now, and I saw this speech, I'm like, that's the army I want to serve in. That would make me consider enlisting.
Yeah, listen, like when I went to Iraq in 2004, I had to drop the hammer on some people. I wrote a couple of reports that went all the way up to the top, and I pissed off so many fucking people.
Pop, when do you ever piss anybody off?
And then we got back, and like I was being heavily criticized, you know, from the guys in the Michigan Guard, you know, some of the higher ups. And I remember telling them, I'm like, listen, one day you're going to have to box up your grandkids, your children, nieces, nephews, and you're going to send them to fucking war. Now, what type of unit do you want them to go to, and who do you want to be their leader? And you don't have to answer now, but when that day comes, you're going to pray to God that they fall on the books of a sergeant such as I.
Yeah.
And not one of them, they didn't say anything, but they knew I was right.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's life and death, man. It's life and death. You
Look,
cannot half-step it. You are going to die.
You were obviously a Green Beret. We all know that. Your job was to be a force multiplier. That is the primary job of Green Beret. They've got direct action and stuff like that, but the big one is the force multiplier with the A teams. What we're looking at here, the army that Obama and Biden left, is a casualty multiplier.
Yeah.
Every one of those fat people, weaklings, weirdos, and women who think they can compete with an airborne ranger from the regiment physically, you're a casualty multiplier. If you get injured and you weigh 240 pounds of fat, it's going to take 3 guys to drag you off the battlefield. That's 3 guys that are not in combat.
4.
And so on and so forth. 4. Well, I didn't count the fat guy.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? They're casualty multipliers.
Correct. And this is serious business, man.
Yeah.
When it comes to combat arms units, and there are many different stripes across our joint force, the era of politically correct, overly sensitive, don't hurt anyone's feelings leadership ends right now.
Fuck yeah.
At every level.
That's the one.
Either you can meet the standard, either you can do the job, either you are disciplined, fit, and trained, or you are out.
Yep.
And that's why today at my direction, and this is the first of 10 Department of War directives that are arriving at your commands as we speak and in your inbox.
I've got a Woody.
Today, at my direction, each service will ensure that every requirement for every combat MOS, for every designated combat arms position, returns to the highest male standard only.
Yeah.
Because
I'm gonna touch myself.
Life or death.
Hang on, let me turn my
Standards
camera.
must be met. And not just met, at every level, we should seek to exceed the standard, to push the envelope, to compete. It's common sense and core to who we are and what we do. It should be in our DNA. Today, at my direction, we are also adding a combat field test, combat arms units that must be executable in any environment at any time and with combat equipment. These tests, they'll look familiar. They'll resemble the Army Expert Physical Fitness Assessment or the Marine Corps Combat Fitness Test. I'm also directing that warfighters in combat jobs execute their service fitness test at a gender-neutral, age-normed male standard scored above 70%.
Yeah.
It all starts with physical fitness and appearance. If the Secretary of War can do regular, hard PT, so can every member of our joint force. But frankly, it's tiring to look out at combat formations, or really any formation,
Wait for it.
and see fat troops.
Yeah.
Likewise, it's completely unacceptable to see fat generals and admirals in the halls of the Pentagon. And leading
That's harsh.
Welcome.
I know that made some assholes slam shut right there.
Yeah.
So this is what he's talking about is a universal standard for combat troops, and that's the way it should be. When I was at LURS 2ID, and you guys' standards were, I don't know what your standards were, but we were 80%. You on your PT test, you got 80% in each event, period. Plus you did the 12 miler.
No. Yeah. If you did 80% on all categories, you were getting yelled at.
Oh, so
in the Ranger Battalion,
Okay.
they're like, you need to have a 270 or higher.
Okay.
Fuck you if you can't do it, man.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporter Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the Meat Gazer box.